Genesis chapter 14 verses 1 to 24. Genesis chapter 14 verse 1. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel king of Shinar, Ari king of Elazar, Chedorlaomer king of Elam, and Tidal king of nations. Genesis chapter 14 verse 2. That these made war with Bera king of Sodom, and with Bish king of Gomorrah, Shinab king of Admah, and Shemeber king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is so. Genesis chapter 14 verse 3. All these were joined together in the vale of Siddim, which is the Salt Sea. Genesis chapter 14 verse 4. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. Genesis chapter 14 verse 5. And in the 14th year came Chedorlaomer, and the kings that were with him, and smote the Rephaims in Ashteroth Karnaim, and the Zuzams in Hum, and the Emims in Sheva Kiriataim. Genesis chapter 14 verse 6. And the Harites in their Mount Seir, unto Elparan, which is by the wilderness. Genesis chapter 14 verse 7. And they returned, and came to En-Mishpat, which is Kadesh, and smote all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites, that dwelt in Hazazon Tamar. Genesis chapter 14 verse 8. And there went out the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, the same as saw winking face, and they joined battle with them in the vale of Siddim. Genesis chapter 14 verse 9. With Chedorlaomer the king of Elam, and with Tidal king of nations, and Amraphel king of Shinar, and Ari king of Elazar, 4 kings with 5. Genesis chapter 14 verse 10. And the vale of Siddim was full of slime pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, and fell there, and they that remained fled to the mountain. Genesis chapter 14 verse 11. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah, and all their victuals, and went their way. Genesis chapter 14 verse 12. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. Genesis chapter 14 verse 13. And there came one that had escaped, and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner, and these were confederate with Abram. Genesis chapter 14 verse 14. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. Genesis chapter 14 verse 15. And he divided himself against them, he and his servants, by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. Genesis chapter 14 verse 16. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. Genesis chapter 14 verse 17. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Chedorlaomer, and of the kings that were with him, at the valley of Sheva, which is the king's dale. Genesis chapter 14 verse 18. And Melchizedek king of Salem brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. Genesis chapter 14 verse 19. And he blessed him, and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. Genesis chapter 14 verse 20. And blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thine enemies into thy hand. And he gave him tithes of all. Genesis chapter 14 verse 21. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, Give me the persons, and take the goods to thyself. Genesis chapter 14 verse 22. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up mine hand unto the Lord, the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth. Genesis chapter 14 verse 23. That I will not take from a thread even to a shoe latchet, and that I will not take anything that is thine, lest thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich. Genesis chapter 14 verse 24. Say only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre, let them take their portion.